Yo, so we out taking a walk, enjoying this beautiful scenery. And so I figured I'd take this time out to tell this other story about Philly hip hop. My Philly hip hop, twisted tales of Philly hip hop. This girl one time, she texted me about her record company or production company, and she asked me who in Philly could I get her in connection with to help promote her product and then help her songs. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, who? And I couldn't come up with anything, but it made me think of this one story about Lady B. And I don't know what the year was, but there was they were having these Philly Hip Hop Award, and Schoolie D was winning that night. And at this award, it was a sit-down table type thing. You had like reserved tables, and everybody was sitting down. And I thought it was so beautiful because Schoolie brought his daughter, and his daughter was like 2 years old at the time. Brianna was still a newborn and too young, but I wouldn't have thought to bring her anyway until I saw Schoolie with his daughter. So I thought that was dope. So I think a year go by, 2 years go by, and they have another award show. So I decide, hey, I'm gonna take my daughter. And so I bring my daughter to the club. It's not a sit-down reservation thing anymore. Now it's on the other side of Brave New World, the smaller side. That's a little packed, a little bit more packed in. So I walk in. The first person I see is Lady B, and she says, "You're a great dad." Now I had Brianna up at the station a few times and everything, and so she said, "Every time I see you, you're with your daughter. You're a wonderful dad," and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, "Thank you, appreciate it." Humbly walk by her. Me and my wife, we go and we chill, and so about 10-15 minutes later, my wife comes to me and says that Lady B was talking to two people. See, Lady B didn't know my wife. We weren't married yet, and I guess she didn't recognize that she was with me. So Lady B is standing, my wife's sitting down with two other people, and Lady B says, "Look at this damn dummy with a baby in the club." So my wife gets up, she comes over to me and said, Lady B just said, "Look at this dummy with a baby in the club." And so for me, I don't really address a lot of stuff, but that night it really kind of questioned me as a father, and I knew I was a good father. And so I was approaching her because I was going to check her right there in the club. And I think Charlie Mack was there. He could see the look in my face. I handed the baby off to my wife, and he stopped me and asked me what the situation was. And he was like, no, you shouldn't do that here. You shouldn't do that here. And so I never even brought it up. But this is the kind of stuff you get from people in hip hop in Philly that's supposed to be really lifting us up as hip hop artists, but they don't. So I figured I'd tell the story, and that's another Twisted Tales of Philly hip hop. And peace.